Education is something women today take for granted, but there was a time it was considered culturally unnatural for a woman to be educated. For most of these young women in Ateneo de Manila, this is their natural setting, perhaps unaware that for more than a century, only men, many of them among the best and the brightest in the country, walked the halls of the Ateneo. Ateneo opened its doors to women only in 1973, 114 years after its founding.
Ateneo de Manila University is one of the best providers of tertiary education in the country, if not the best. It is wrong, as a matter of principle, to be providing access to that kind of quality education to only one half of the population. Second, if you want to transform society through the kind of education that Ateneo is able to impart, not only in the development of skills, the imparting of knowledge, but also in the values that are being formed in the individuals that are being reared in Ateneo, then it is only correct that women be provided the opportunity to have access to that quality education. So from different levels, it is very important for Ateneo to have taken that step, and I'm glad that it did.
I think that the Ateneo education is really beyond just the general management tools that you learn. It's really the inspiration of Magis. When you're a leader, you try to do more for both the other people, both in business as well as in society. I think we all experience how important our mothers are to our lives. And so the impact of educating a woman has, I think, a greater impact and a rippling effect. So when we give scholarships to Coeds, we not only affect and better her life, but really the generations that come after her. And we've seen time and time again how generations build on the gains of their parents.
Ateneo education was something these two young women from Cebu and Davao aspired for, but which was beyond their reach until help came along.
I just wouldn't be here without the scholarship. Aside from my family wouldn't be able to afford it, being here and being given this holistic education, I think that's helped me in a way na, hey, I can do so much more. I'm not just going to be a psychologist or a lawyer. I can be anything I want to be because of the scholarship and them seeing the potential in me. It really helps to empower me and think about the people I'm representing.
The Ateneo Scholarship was a make or break decision for me. At that time, we were projecting that my dad would have to retire when I would be still in second year. And that would be difficult because my mom is just a housewife, so we would have no more stable source of income. When I applied for Ateneo, they granted me, thankfully, the 100% tuition and fee scholarship. However, the concern at that time was that even with the tuition and fee scholarship, my parents could not afford to send me here in Ateneo because they couldn't pay for my lodging and fees. It was still around 35,000 for the dormitory inside. My mom pushed me to apply again. At first, I was hesitant. Parang sabi ko, nakakaya naman, hingi pa ako, tapos binigyan na ako. But she said, parang, no, I think you should just go and ask for it because it will be given if you deserve it naman. I applied and then they gave it to me around April that year. There are many little worries along the way, such as food, such as books, such as transportation, yung mga ganon. And those little things, they're small, but they really matter. And they were really concerns of my parents that we couldn't just ignore. I continued to seek for blessings that Ateneo could give me, and thankfully I did receive them. The first major challenge I had to face as a freshman scholar was adjusting with the academics in Ateneo. I had to struggle with the fact that my mathematics background wasn't as strong as students from Manila or Chinese schools for that matter. I had to couple that with the fact that I was from the province and a lot of people here I didn't know. And yun, so nagsasabay-sabay yung academic struggle, nagsasabay din yung need to belong to a group, finding my place in Ateneo. But somehow I made it through, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that there were many people taking care of me. First is the dorm family. We were welcomed really well. Next was the Office of Admission and Aid. You know, we could just go there and parang borrow money or ask for some things or ask for tips or anything. And then third, I found my own ates and kuyas in my org and in my course.
My Ateneo dream started pa when I was in elementary. I was from Santo Niño Elementary School, which was part of Ateneo High School Tulong Dunong program. TD endorsed me for a scholarship at Ateneo College, and thanks to God, I was able to get a scholarship. When I entered Ateneo, yes, I have a scholarship, but then my father, who suffered from stroke, didn't have any job. He was paralyzed, and then my mother had only shoemaking as a job, tapos she was earning only around 3,000 per month. So in the beginning, it was really difficult. Ateneo education, I was able to graduate to Ateneo, and my Ateneo diploma really helped me to land this nice job in Nestle. But aside from that, the formation I got from Ateneo really prepared me for this job. So I really want to thank Ateneo for the opportunity it gave to me to study here. Even if as a girl, I came from a poor family with no financial capabilities, Ateneo enabled me to have an Ateneo education.
I think it's also important to give opportunities to underprivileged women, because for me, these underprivileged women have that hope in them of wanting to be more, and they know that in themselves. And if you give them that opportunity, I know that they will seize it. I think that money should not be a hindrance to any dream. And from what I've experienced here in Ateneo, the women with the strongest sense of hope are these fellow scholars that I've met.
It's important that our scholarship are really not for those who are already intellectually gifted, and we give it to them just because they're intellectually gifted, but we should give it even to those who are not intellectually gifted but are in need. I think we will make a greater impact to the lives of the more underprivileged. Coed. The Ateneo Coed Scholarship is really a way for us to pay it forward. With close to 40 batches, I think that our noble goal of attaining 40 Coed scholarships, it's not a tall task for the Ateneo Coeds. So I'd like to invite everybody to work hand in hand so that we can all work together and pay it forward.